on the weekend. So Easter weekend, Arsenal away to Ipswich Town, and this could be the weekend that Arsenal officially lose the title. I mean, we know it's been gone for a long time now, but it could officially be gone this weekend. Of course, Ipswich as well. They're battling relegation. They could officially go down this weekend, and we saw some really positive stuff from them against Chelsea, going 2-0 up, and then of course losing that two-goal lead. And while it's mathematically possible for Ipswich to pull off this great escape, you'd expect they would try to attack Arsenal. They'll try to go a bit gung-ho. It was only 1-0 at the Emirates in December, quite a forgettable game, that one. But given that Ipswich are now fighting for their lives, could you see them playing into Arsenal's hands a bit more this weekend?
Yeah, it's tough to get up for this one. I have to say, if the players are feeling like I'm feeling at the moment, and I didn't run around for 90 minutes at the Bernabeu, but I'm absolutely shattered after after flying over to Madrid and experiencing that emotionally and mentally as well. And I'm absolutely shattered. So I don't know how they're feeling right now to get themselves up for this one. It's going to be very hard, I think, in the Premier League games remaining between now and the end of the season because the Champions League just sort of hanging over it all. When anything comes to Arsenal now. So it'll be interesting to see what Arteta does in terms of team selection. There's a lot of tired players in there. Saka could barely walk as he sort of hobbled off the pitch with 20 minutes to go at the Bernabeu. He'd run himself into the ground. Declan Rice, I don't know how he even gets out of bed in the morning after a performance like that. So I think there will be changes. And it, the classic phrase about after the Lord measure, I wouldn't be at all surprised if we see a pretty underwhelming Arsenal performance this weekend. I have to say, I don't think anyone will be too overly bothered by it either. I think everyone accepts it now. Like you said, the title's long gone. That happened a long time ago. It's just all about the Champions League for Arsenal now. Is the priority. So we'll see. But look, Ipswich do give teams opportunities. We've seen that. They concede a lot of goals at home as well. So hopefully that will play into Arsenal's hands. And whoever plays, whether it be one area on the right, Trossard comes into the starting 11, they're going to get opportunities to score and hopefully they take them.
Yeah, it really is Champions League or bust now, isn't it? But I mean, in the Premier League, I mean, the top four situation, Arsenal are now 4 points clear of Newcastle after their thrashing of Palace, only six clear of Nottingham Forest, I think. So are you looking over your shoulder? Are you concerned about this top four standing, or do you think Arsenal will still have enough to, secure that Champions League place?
Oh, they'll still have enough, yeah. And it's not even top four, it's top five, isn't it? So yeah, they'll have enough. I couldn't say for sure if they'll finish second right now because Newcastle have got all the momentum. And Arsenal just have these Champions League games which have to take preference. The grand scheme of things, does it matter if you finish second or third or fourth? Now, if it helps you win the Champions League, it really doesn't. Obviously, you want to finish as high as you possibly can in league table, and it'd be good to finish second. If you're not going to finish first, you want to come second. But it's really not going to make too much of an impact. If you win the Champions League this season, we ever even remember where you finished in the league that season? No. So that's just got to be the focus for Arsenal right now.
Certainly does, yeah. And like you say, there might be some changes to the Arsenal team. In terms of injuries, we know that the five long term will be out. Jorginho, I think, is out for a few weeks now with that chest injury. Are you hopeful that Ricardo Calafiori might be back for this one?
I don't know. Mikel's press conference is a little bit later on today. Calafiori's doing well. Was the latest that I heard when I was talking about it. But whether this game will come too quickly, we'll have to wait and see. I suggest we'll learn more from Mikel very, very soon. So hopefully, yes, if he doesn't make this one, you would think he'll definitely be back for the next game, and that's a positive. Jorginho is a blow, especially with Partey being banned for the first leg of the semi-final, which was the only poor moment of the game really for Arsenal in Bernabeu, with Partey getting sucked into to that sort of spat with Ceballos and just getting himself needlessly booked right at the end. I think Declan Rice's face said it all in that incident, because with no Jorginho in the team, that could have a real impact in what Arsenal are going to do in that first leg against PSG. They're going to have to really reshuffle things if Jorginho isn't back. So fingers crossed we might get some good news on him, but it doesn't sound great when it comes to Jorginho. So yeah, it'll be interesting what he does in midfield for this weekend, and if he does start to play around a little bit with that first leg against PSG in mind in terms of what he's going to do, because if you put Declan Rice back to number six against PSG, which I think is the kind of most natural thing to do, obviously, he's playing so well in that left eight role. Then what do you do? Because then you're going to play Marino in left eight, and then you're going to play Trossard up front. That completely changes everything that has sort of brought Arsenal back to some decent form of late. So yeah, it's a real sort of it's a difficult one for Arteta to work out. So I do wonder if we might see over the next couple of games if he starts to play around with things a little bit with that PSG match in mind.
Yeah, maybe Nigel Winterburn's suggestion could come to fruition. We'll see Lewis Skelly playing that left eight role. You never
Well, it
know.
might. Yeah. Well, I wonder if Lewis Skelly could play the six role. To be honest, if you put Calafiori there and play Lewis Skelly in the six role and play keep Partey at eight, I wonder if that might be something that he might look to do. Like I said, it'll be interesting if we do see little signs of it over the next couple of games.
Interesting stuff, yeah. And finally, we've spoken a lot about transfers already. Arsenal will be coming up against Liam Delap this weekend. He's not a player who's been really linked with Arsenal. It's mainly Man United and Chelsea that have been tipped to sign him. But we had a chat with Ray Parlour recently. He name dropped Delap as a player who Arsenal should be looking at. Of course, he's young, he's Premier League proven. I think 30 million clause if Ipswich go down, so that wouldn't be too bad. Got a really good physical profile as well. So, say Arsenal do enter that race, would you be happy with Delap as the striker signing, or do you think Arsenal need to push the boat out for this more established centre forward?
I think they need to push the boat out for the more established centre forward at this stage. I think Delap's had a really good season for Ipswich, really good. He's clearly talented, and he's going to get a big move this summer. I just don't think Arsenal right now he is right now the right sort of guy that Arsenal need when it comes to this striker signing. They've waited a long, long time for this striker signing, and I feel through no fault of his own, if it's Liam Delap after all of this time of waiting, that I don't think that would go down brilliantly with the majority of the fan base. And I think that would immediately put Delap under a bit of pressure as well, which is not what you really want for a young kid coming into a big club on big money signing. So, no, I think he'll get a big move, but I don't think it'll be to Arsenal.